Hey guys, how's it going? This is Kenny Stahl. This is not going to be a regular stream. Um, I just, I'm just having a moment, and I'm having a moment where I can't deal with my emotions. I just got done crying, and I hate that this is what I'm doing right now. I don't feel comfortable doing this. It's certainly not normal for normal everyday people to just when they feel like this to say, "Hey, I just got done crying. I'm going to record myself in this mental state for a couple hundred people to see." So I realized that this is not, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I feel the thing is, I feel compelled to share this moment with you guys because this is the reality that I live in. And it's very, very unfortunate that I'm doing this right now because I haven't had a mental breakdown like this in several weeks or a couple months. It's been a while. So I've been holding a lot of stuff in, I think, and I think that it just eventually just all had to come out, and I do that a lot. I don't know. This is kind of a pattern that I have where I just bottle up all these emotions inside. I think about life. I think about, whether it's being lonely or whether it's feeling like I'm not able to do what I want to do. And I just, eventually it just gets to me and I freak out. I have a moment, a breakdown, and it's sad, and it's like I don't expect anybody to be able to help me out here. I don't really expect anybody to do anything for me, but I think it's important for me to at least be open about this and share this with you guys and record this right now just as a way to document how I feel, because the truth is that I know that I'm not the only person out there. I know that I'm not the only one who gets super like emotional, and I know I'm not the only one who keeps all this stuff inside and bottles it up. I know I'm not the only one. And what I think, so when I get like this, when I feel like I need to get a lot of stuff off my chest, when I feel like I've been holding a lot of stuff back and bottling all these emotions up, and finally it just all like comes out in one episode of just crying and just being just like I just lost it. I feel like when I get like that, all I want to do is I want to talk to somebody, I want to share it with somebody, I want to communicate it with somebody. And maybe that's why I'm here right now in front of this camera for you guys, because you know I want that connection. I want to feel understood. I think that's one of the things that people want who are sad and depressed and going through rough times. People who are super emotional. People want to feel understood. They want, that's why a lot of times in therapy, sometimes the therapist, they just got to sit back and listen to the person, because sometimes when somebody who like me, if somebody like me were to go into therapy, the best thing that for me would just be able to talk to somebody about what I'm going through. And I feel like if you know anybody in your life who's really a really emotional person like me, if you know anybody in your life who's either depressed or maybe just really stressed out, and they feel like they need to talk to somebody about it, be there and listen to them. That's the best thing that you can do for them. So I'm not doing well right now. This is just kind of a random moment. Like, I've been fine. There's been no reason to really prompt this type of there's been no reason for me to all of a sudden get like this, but all of a sudden, I just did. I'm gonna check the stream real quick. I got like 3 different tabs open, so how do I go back real quick? I apologize, you guys. This is not a normal stream, and I didn't really change the title of it. I didn't really think about that. Oh, man, I'm really upset at myself. I could probably enable the chat. I don't know. I'm kind of glad I'm not really reading the chat right now, or there's no chat enabled, because this isn't really to interact with you guys. This is just, I'm having a moment. It's so weird for me to have this YouTube channel. One of the things that that I feel like I'm emotional about is I feel like I'm not doing enough for other people. Like, I just feel like I can't do anything. I feel guilty for not being there for people in my life more, for not spending more time with family, for not... Every time I think about it, it brings me to tears, because I feel like I'm wasting my life. I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I'm not good enough for anybody. And that's what really, 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 every time I think about that, it hits something in me that it's like, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That's like the deep thing that's going on, is I feel like I'm not good enough for people. I feel like I'll never be good enough for everybody or anybody. Every time. If I ever want to just make myself cry, I just got to think about that, because that's God. Well, if you want to get to the root of all my issues, if you want to really get to the heart of my insecurities, I don't feel like I can be good enough for you guys. I mean, I have this channel. I'm have some crazy idea that for some reason I feel like I need to put my voice out on the internet, on this fucking website. And then the more I step back from it, the more I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't feel like I'm good enough to do this. I feel like I don't deserve it. And I think, gosh, I don't know if you guys have been there or not. Have you guys ever been here where you're like, I don't feel like I deserve anything good in life? Like, fuck. That's what I'm going through right now. It's just a thought, though. It's not necessarily true. It's just a thought. And I think I got to be aware of that as I'm having this mental moment, as I need to be aware that it's just a thought, and the thought's not true. Why would it be true that I don't deserve anything good? Why would it be true that I'm not good enough for anybody? I don't know. What is it? Let me think about this for a minute. Why is it that I feel like I'm not good enough for other people? I just want people to love me. I want people to accept me. I want people to approve of me. Perhaps I haven't gotten enough of that, or perhaps I haven't had people in my life say that to me enough. But it's like, that's just coming from myself, because it's not like that people haven't ever said that to me. People have told me they love me. People have told me that they like me. But for some reason, I don't believe it. No matter how many times people say that to me, I don't believe it. this something that any of you guys go through? I know you gotta wait to comment on the video, until you're done watching it, but it's almost like how, you can tell someone, for example, like I think a lot of women feel like they're not. Well, here's the thing. Let's just say this. I had a person come up to me once. I was having a rough time. It was somebody I knew at work, and I started crying while I was at work. And this manager came up to me, and she was trying to comfort me as I was having an emotional moment. This was when I was in high school. I was working at a grocery store, and she came up to me, and she was like, and she started telling me about herself and how she's had her own emotional moments. She's like, I've always struggled with my body image. I've always struggled with feeling like I'm not pretty as a woman. And she's like, it doesn't matter how many times my husband tells me that I'm pretty or whatever, I still don't feel that way. And I feel like that's the way I am, except not in terms of my looks. I just feel like no matter how much people tell me that everything's okay, that they love me, or that they like me, or that there's nothing wrong with me, I'll always feel like there's something wrong with me. I'll always feel like I'm never going to be good. And I feel like that's the heart of it. That's why I have all these issues. It's what, that's my major issue. I don't want to be like this. I wish I wasn't. I cry too much. This is the first time I've cried in a while. Maybe. I don't know. It sucks. It sucks for me to be like this because I don't want to. But that's why that's why I'm here. That's why I'm making these videos. That's why I'm talking the way I'm talking, because I need to be good enough. Like, I need to know. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I hate these moments because they suck. These moments where I get super emotional, I feel awful. I feel like I can't help myself. Like, I feel like I can't handle how emotional I am, because I keep crying and I keep crying, and I can't help it. It's like, why? What is wrong with me that I can't just get a grip on myself? And I feel like I need to reach out to somebody. I need to call somebody. Sometimes what I've done in the past is I've called up my parents, try to talk to them, like, to calm me down. Really, I just need to calm down in moments like this. And I hate seeing other people feel this way, I hate knowing that other people feel like they'll never be good enough. I hate seeing other people feel like there's something wrong with them. Like, I don't think that that's the right way to look at yourself. I don't feel like you need to look at yourself and think that there's something wrong with you. And I'll certainly be someone to tell you that there's nothing wrong with you, and that everything's going to be okay, because sometimes, you freak out in these moments and you think, there's no way I can get out of this. There's no way I can deal with all these problems I have. Sometimes you think that there's just nothing you can do, and I feel like that sometimes. Like, I don't know. I hate seeing other people feel that way. I know I'm strong enough to get through this stuff. Like, as emotionally fragile as I am, because I'm pretty emotionally fragile, right? I break down, I start crying, it's not the most masculine thing, right, to handle things this way, but I bottle everything up. Every time I feel something, because that's just how my mind works. I'm really insecure. Every time I feel something like, you know, like anytime I feel like I'm lonely or unhappy, or anytime I feel like I'm failing at something in my life, I try to suppress it, and I suppress it. It's just like it keeps building up inside me, and I I hold it in. I keep everything bottled up. And then one day, that it just so happened to be today for me. One day, all of a sudden, like today, it'll just everything that was bottled up, I just feel like I need to release it all. And I think that for me, it's just I just cry. Other people, maybe they'll go to other things to try to deal with their problems, and whether it's anger or I don't know. This is why people have addictions to various things, whether it's substances or activities, because when people don't want to face the deepest, most true aspect of their personality, their innermost thoughts and insecurities, instead of facing these things that are so scary, things that they hate about themselves, they'd rather suppress it. They'd rather do something to get their mind off it, like drinking or whatever else it is that people do. I don't know, I just needed to talk for a second because I don't know what I'm doing, and I hate myself because of it. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I thought I did for a minute there, and then all of a sudden I don't know anymore. God, in these moments, I just feel like doing something radically different. Like, I feel like, because I'm trying so hard to be a certain thing, and I feel like things are kind of going okay. But when I just get like this, I feel like flipping the table and just doing something totally crazy and insane and different, and just because I don't want to be this person. Where can I go from here? I don't know. How long have I been streaming? About 18 and a half minutes. Okay. Yeah, this stream is mostly just for me because I need to reach out. I need to connect with people. I'm okay. I'm certainly okay, but just trying to identify and pinpoint my problems. And I think it's important that you guys see this aspect of me, even though, you have. If you've watched any of my videos before, you've seen me in this emotional state. But I feel like it's important for me to be honest about how I really feel because, I'm not always doing well. I've been doing well recently in my life, and I'll probably be fine after this moment. I'm not gonna let this get to me and stay with me for too long. I'm having a moment for about an hour, maybe a couple hours. I'll listen to some music, I'll watch a funny video, I'll get my mind off things, I'll get some rest, and then, tomorrow I'll wake up and forget that this even happened. It's just an emotional moment, and it passes. You get through these emotional moments, and you might forget about them for a minute. I believe that it's important to talk about how you really feel. It's important to talk about what's really going on, and it's just so hard to keep yourself calm in these moments where you feel like you're breaking down, where you feel like either you feel hopeless or you feel like you can't ever do anything right in your life or whatever. It's so hard to see yourself just how truly how everything is okay. It's very hard to see that, you know. Like I said earlier, like sometimes people have told me that everything's going to be okay. People have told me that they like me. I still don't believe it, you know. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know where to go from here. I could end it. I want to keep talking. I don't want to be boring, but it's not like this hasn't been boring already. I can't, like, I don't have the chat on right now because I can't, I don't know if I could deal with it at this moment. Like, I can barely deal with my own thoughts. Like, I don't know if I can handle other people's thoughts as well. Like, that's something that's been going on with me lately too, is I feel like I spend every moment on social media, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, just hearing what everybody has to say about everything. And at a certain point, I have to like be like, oh my God, I haven't, like, I need to just think for myself. I need to get away from all this stuff. I need to retreat into my own mind and not, you know, it's I don't know, that's not the right way of putting it, but you know, I don't know. God, man. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. Fuck. I don't know what to say. I want to say something. I'm sick and tired of being the way that I am. I feel it. I feel that something building up in me right now, which is like just fucking frustration, just anger, just I'm sick of being the way that I am. Why do I gotta be this way? Why do I gotta hate myself? Why do I gotta feel like I can't do anything right in my life? Like no one cares about me? Why do I feel like I'm all alone even though I'm not? I don't fucking understand. I know that people care about me. I know that people love me. I know that people like me. I know that I'm probably doing fine in life, but my mind can't fucking settle on that. My mind way overthinks things. This is what I'm doing. Like, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to like, I should totally be seeing somebody professionally to help me deal with my mind in the way that I am. Or I should it would be best if I had some sort of like a friend who could always, you know, who always knew the right thing to say to me. You know, if I wish I had some person. There should be somebody in my life to help me deal with this stuff, whether it's a professional or just a close friend. But no, like this is what it's like to be alone. This is what it's like to deal with your own emotions by yourself. And that's what I'm at least showing you right now. You might be thinking, Jesus, dude, like you're a mess. You might be looking at me right now. You might be thinking, your mind, you're not thinking clearly. You might be looking at me and thinking that I cry too much, that I'm an emotional baby, and that whatever, I'm depressed. You can look at me right now and you can think about all that stuff you want. But at the end of the day, even if you're right, I have to be the one to live with it. And I have to be the one who learns how to take care of myself when I'm by myself and I have an emotional breakdown, right? And I know that for all of you guys watching this who are also insecure and you have low self-esteem, or you get hopeless at times in your life, or you have depression, anxiety, is it something where you should go and get professional help and treatment? Yes, of course. I would never not recommend that. Would it be awesome if you had friends or family that you could call up when you're having a bad day and you're stressed out and you're crying or whatever? Yes, that's awesome. But also, you have to know how to calm down and how to get through the times when your brain is totally like bringing you to a bad place where you're thinking things that are not rational, where you when you feel sad, alone, emotional, angry, like all these things, you have to learn how to control yourself and deal with your thoughts and emotions. And ultimately, that's an individual task. And for me, that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm saying, Jesus fucking Christ, I need to calm down. I need to get these things straight. I know that I'm not thinking clearly. I know that I shouldn't feel all these things, but I am, and I do feel these things. So, okay. This is my therapy right now. This is my self-therapy. I appreciate that there are some of you out there who are actually watching this right now. I'm probably going to get going in a second because I'm running out of things to say. It's been a half an hour. Life isn't going to be easy, and the thing is, I'm not dealing with real problems. Like, I'm not dealing with life issues. What I'm dealing with right now is my own fucking brain, my own mind, right? My own inner thoughts, insecurities, overthinking. And it's feelings that I don't understand where these feelings come from. The feelings that I'm alone and that nobody will ever understand me. And that's kind of what feeling alone is all about. There's actually like loneliness where you literally haven't talked to another human being in who knows how long. But there's the other kind of loneliness where, you could be surrounded by hundreds of people or dozens of people in your life who, your parents, your family, maybe you have a girlfriend, maybe you have friends, but you still feel lonely. Not because there's nobody there, but because you just feel like nobody can understand you. When you just feel like you can't actually say the truth about what's on your mind. When you feel like you can't honestly express yourself because you feel like people won't accept you or because you feel like people won't understand you. That's a type of loneliness that has nothing to do with how many people are in your life or how many people care about you. Is a type of loneliness that is because your own mental state of mind is preventing you from being able to connect with anybody. And that's it's a different type of loneliness, but it's certainly what people feel, and it sucks. Okay. I'm feeling better now that I'm talking to you guys. I wish I could just be better at everything in my life. I feel like I'm doing a very crappy job. I don't know. I feel that's one of the things that really just gets me down sometimes, is thinking like I have this wonderful opportunity to be all these things that I want to be, and I'm just not. I feel like I'm wasting this opportunity. I feel like I don't know. All right. All right, guys. I want to see people who are not doing too well in life. I want to see people turn themselves around and be able to take care of themselves and find success and do what they enjoy and start connecting with people. I want to see people improve. I don't know. All right. Good luck, everybody. I wish you the best in life. Everything will be okay. You got to forgive yourself for not being perfect, and understand people can understand you. Don't bottle up all your emotions. I know I do that a lot. Yeah, I don't know. That's it, guys. I gotta get going. So, thank you all for watching this. I know maybe it was kind of weird watching this, but I don't know. I'm done. See you guys later. See you guys. I needed to just talk, so bye.